Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today on this episode, let's talk a little bit about some two different baits that are really fall fishing staples. Of course, one of them has got to be the buzzbait, but the other one I want to show you is actually very similar to a buzzbait and can be fished in a lot of the same situations as a buzzbait. But there are some scenarios where this may be a better choice, and that is the Whopper Plopper style of baits. This one right here is the Berkeley Chopo. I like both of them. I love the River to Sea Whopper Plopper, the original, and this one. In fact, this is a bait, even though it's been only popular for the last decade in bass fishing, it's been a bait that has been catching like muskie and northern pike up north for a very, very long time, and just catches giant bass too. But these different baits, they are very similar. They make a commotion on the surface. The buzzbait generally has either a plastic or metal blade on it that creates the commotion, and the Whopper Plopper style bait has that plastic tail that catches the water and spins. This one makes more of a kind of like a plop, 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 plopping sound, and the buzzbait generally either has like a kind of a metallic sound to it, like a squeak, or a clacking action. So a little bit different, but they create the same kind of bubble trail, and yeah, they're very, very similar. But let's talk about when you might want to choose one over the other. Okay, so again, both of these can be used interchangeably, but let's talk about some of the fine details that really can help you dictate which one you want to use over the other. Let's start with the Whopper Plopper. So the Whopper Plopper, it's, you know, something that's a little bit newer. I guess less fish may have seen it, but I don't even think that's really not, really something we should bring up, because so many fish have seen it nowadays. That it's just as used as the buzzbait, if not more, on certain lakes. But the main difference between the Whopper Plopper and a buzzbait, to me, is the fact that you have a buoyant hard bait instead of a sinking buzzbait. So if you're not reeling a buzzbait in, it sinks to the bottom. But this bait right here, you can start and stop it whenever you like. It just sits there on the surface, which is something that you can do. And in fact, when I first started fishing the Whopper Plopper, I would mess around with like pausing it and stuff. And that does get you some extra bites on any given day. But for the most part, just casting it out and reeling it back is kind of key. One thing I have found about the Whopper Plopper is that it's a much better bait for deeper water and clearer water than a buzzbait. A traditional buzzbait is really a dirty, shallow water technique, and you can get fish to eat a buzzbait in deeper water, but this bait right here tends to call them from longer distances and from deeper water, and it seems more well suited for whatever reason for clearer water. Maybe it's because you can get some really, lifelike color, patterns on this, and it just looks a little bit more realistic than, a skirted buzzbait. But that's kind of the key thing that makes me want to choose a plopper style bait over a buzzbait, is if I'm fishing anywhere over 5 foot of water, if I'm casting around like deep docks or something like that, or any type of deep cover, Whopper Plopper just tends to catch fish that I don't think really will commit to the buzzbait as good. But let's talk about the buzzbait. So a buzzbait is super good in, like I said, the dirty water situations and real shallow water. If I'm in a creek that has real gradually sloping bank like I have right here, buzzbait's probably going to be my option, if I've got that dirty water. I'm not sure exactly why that is, but a buzzbait is just a superior shallow water power fishing tactic for, just covering a lot of water and getting bites on the surface. And it also gets big bites. Both of these will get big bites for sure. Another thing about the buzzbait that I think is really important to point out is how weedless a buzzbait is. You can fish this in and around cover, including grass like we've got here, and it's not going to foul. One thing about the Whopper Plopper is it is terrible around, you know, anything that it can snag on. It catches everything because it's got those little, you know, those big treble hooks on it. But a buzzbait has that upturned single hook on there that really doesn't snag on anything you don't want it to, and so you can cast it around cover. So if I'm fishing around any sort of cover where I want that bait to get in there and make contact with that cover, and I'm fishing super shallow water, dirty water, the buzzbait is the deal. So anyways, guys, there's a lot more that goes into the decision on whether you use a buzzbait or a Whopper Plopper, but those are just some of the things that I think about when it comes to that decision. So let me know what you think about the differences between the Whopper Plopper and a traditional buzzbait. I want to hear your opinion in the comment section below. And also, if you have any questions, drop a comment below as well. Other than that, I'm going to see you guys out on the water. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and always trust the process.